Welcome back to Elevation 44. I'm Beverly, or B for those of you who are new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back, family. Today, I'm a little bit in a different setting. I'm in my son's room because I need to take advantage of a quiet space and some good lighting. So we got both going on here today. We are going to get all into this Pisces new moon, which is coming up on March 10th, okay? So fast approaching, but I think this is going to be a very eye-opening new moon for us, in addition to everything that's happening during Pisces season and just in the month of March in general. And if you have not seen my March astrology report, please go ahead and watch that so that you can catch up on all the tea of what's happening this month, because it's quite a bit, okay? So I'm sure some of us have been feeling it and dealing with it in certain ways. And I want to let you know what to expect with this new moon, okay? This new moon, like I said, is happening on March 10th, and it's happening in the morning hours. It's happening at 20 degrees. And in numerology, 20, if we boil it down to a single digit number, we're getting the number 2. And 2 is all about partnerships, and it's about balance. It's how we cooperate or how we work with others, but also how we create balance within ourselves. So this is a lot of the themes that are coming in because we're being asked to create balance, and then we are also being asked to look at our partnerships and how we relate to others in that process, okay? So there are 4 really big themes that are coming up for us here during this Pisces new moon. One is the emphasis on emotional boundaries, because boundaries are definitely necessary in our relations with others. Number 2, our self-discipline is coming into focus. Number 3, embracing our individuality, just gaining control overall, just gaining control of ourselves, releasing the things that need to be released, and just getting back a sense of self. So let's go ahead and start off with the first transit that I wanted to highlight. And it's that this new moon is going to be conjunct Saturn. All right. So this is a little bit of a challenging energy. Anytime you have Saturn coming into the fold, Saturn is our discipline, it's our responsibility, it's our accomplishment, it's also our limitations and our restrictions. So when Saturn's energy comes in, the influence that it has is, it can feel very restricting, it can feel very, very hard to move through. And this can always leave us, like, sometimes leave us feeling like we are sad or down on something, or feeling like we're in a box, or feeling trapped. And a lot of the times it's our mental. We're not really physically trapped or anything is keeping us stuck. It's a lot of our mental conditioning. And with the moon, that represents our own internal processing, our emotions, our internal world, we start to feel like the ways that we're trapping ourselves. And even if we're blaming that on other situations or other people or other things, we know a lot of times, like, it's really us. It's really us that's keeping us trapped or stuck in these patterns. And with the new moon conjunct Saturn, again, there's an emphasis, a heavy, heavy emphasis on our boundaries and creating healthy boundaries with ourselves, but really specifically emotional boundaries. When Saturn is in the sign of Pisces, it softens Saturn some, right? It really just brings Saturn down to really looking at more of our internal conditions, more so than our external conditions. And with that, we're looking at the emotions. We're looking at our emotions. So there's a big awareness coming up for us, not only in our emotional patterns, our emotional habits, but also how we show up in our relationship dynamics. So how do those emotional habits, patterns, and all of the above integrate into our relationship dynamics? Because a lot of times that's kind of where it's coming out of, right? We have formed these habits and patterns and different things out of our experiences of the relationships that we have with each other. So it is bringing an awareness coming up about that. And sometimes the process of reviewing that or going through that is uncomfortable, and it can feel very triggering in moments. So you got to be easy with yourself on this transit. There is also a tendency, with that said, to self-isolate, to be in a space of loneliness because you're pulling back. You're being guarded. You don't want to open your heart. You don't want to let people in. You don't want people to see you in this position. And I will say that you're doing yourself a disservice when you do that, because we do need other people to help us move through things. Yes, there's a lot of times where we are, doing things ourselves and we have to take on things ourselves, but we didn't come here on earth alone. If that was the case, we would all be isolated in completely different areas of the universe doing our own things, but we're here and we're here together. So there's an element of working together with other people, again bringing in that numerology of the number 2 of partnerships. How do we relate with others? How do we cooperate or be in partnership with others to move through things? And so that is something that we need to also keep in mind when we're looking at this Saturn conjuncting this new moon. We're also taking a review of our goals and the bigger things that we say we want to bring into our lives or we want to do for ourselves. But when we're reviewing that, we're really reviewing, like, what is our investment in that? How have we been showing up in terms of getting those things that we say we really want to do in our lives? And this is where, we can now focus on self-discipline. Have we been disciplined enough? Has our investment been high enough to see out the things that we say we truly want to do or what we want for ourselves? So this is asking us to bring in some self-discipline, because Saturn is the disciplinary. It is our accomplishment and our hard work. And that is definitely one of the focuses of this energy. The next thing that's going to be happening is this new moon is going to be conjunct Neptune as well, all right? And Neptune in the sign of Pisces Neptune is at home in Pisces. So this is talking about taking our spiritual gifts and amplifying them, because the moon is already connected to our intuition and our internal processing and just being in tune with ourselves. And Neptune is like all of our spiritual gifts. It is the thing that connects us to that spiritual world. So we just have like the meeting of the two, just amplifying all of that. So your intuition, all of the spiritual gifts, like your psychic perception, your divination, your dreams, all of that gets taken up during this time. But specifically, pay attention to your intuition. You can be picking up on the energy of others during this time. So discernment is very, very important in terms of trying to like decipher, hey, what's mine, what belongs to me, like energy wise, and what actually belongs to somebody else, and being able to draw a line in the sand. And when we go back to that Saturn and moon conjunction as well, those boundaries are there to protect us. So we have to erect our emotional boundaries, because we can be, we're so sensitive under this particular transit that we're pulling in everything from everywhere, from everyone, and not all of it belongs to us. The last thing I will say about this particular transit is to pay attention to your dreams, because a lot of the times we're getting a lot of messages and a lot of things are coming into our dreams, because that's the easiest way for our spirit guides, our source energy to just communicate with you, so you can pick up on different things that are happening. So if you are a dreamer, pay attention to those dreams. The next transit that's happening is that this new moon is going to be sextile Uranus, okay? And this is putting the spotlight on embracing or just really focusing on our individuality. Like, we are open to change under this transit. We are embracing it. We've got our arms open and we want to try new things. So that's what this transit is about. It's about trying new things in your personal life, in your routines, in your habits. One thing that's getting an uptick under this particular transit is your intuition. Like, our intuition is going to be sky high during this new moon and for pretty much most of Pisces season. So using your intuition to allow it to guide you forward. Pay attention to the opportunities that come your way, because there can be certain things that are popping up and your intuition will alert you what to take, what to take advantage of, what to take, like what movement to make in that situation. Also, not just with opportunities, pay attention to people, new friendships, new things that are coming into your life, and using your intuition to guide you forward. Overall, with this transit, it's just a really good time that you can just implement new things into your life. Like I said, those new routines, those new systems, those new whatever, just getting some newness in. And this is right on time, perfect as we're going into the astrological new year, which starts with the spring equinox, which is like in less than 2 weeks. So this is perfect timing for all of that to happen. Also, this is great problem solving energy, especially if you've had old lingering problems or things that you have not been able to work through or solve. This is like a time where you can get that insight where you're like, oh my gosh, I finally figured out how to get through this certain situation. So use that to your advantage as well. And the last transit that I will highlight for this new moon is that the new moon will be opposite Black Moon Lilith. And Black Moon Lilith is just like our raw, instinctual, repressed desires. Black Moon Lilith plays no games, okay? Black Moon Lilith really just values autonomy and independence overall. She kind of says, you know what? I can be sweet and nurturing and compassionate and loving, but not to the disadvantage of self. And that's exactly what this transit is saying. Like, I can give, but I'm not going to give at a disadvantage. And I know when to put away my emotions in order to make sure that I can control the circumstances of what I need to have done for me. This is about my desires and what I need. So, rebelling against anything that is infringing on your freedom or just making you feel restricted or trapped or whatever, knowing when to let go, when to release, because sometimes we are giving to a place where we're giving to our deficit, right? We're pouring until our cup is runneth dry, and then we have nothing left for ourselves. And Black Moon Lilith is like, no, no, no. My cup will always be full. And that doesn't mean I have to take away from you. It just means that I have to take care of myself. And if I'm able to pour into your cup, then I will pour into your cup, but it won't be to the deficit of my cup. And I love that about Black Moon Lilith. Yes, you have to rein her in a little bit. You got to pull it back a little bit. But overall, this is the balance that we need, especially highlighting Pisces season, where we tend to just go overboard in how much we pour into others and we give and we nurture to others and we want to come save the day and be the, the everything that helps someone up. But then, like, what about us? Are we helping ourselves up? And that's really all of the transits that I really wanted to highlight under this new moon energy. So looking at these patterns, looking at these things, setting some intentions on how you can create those emotional boundaries for yourself, how you can get into these new habits and routines and the different things to create the self-discipline that you need to go the distance, how you can embrace your individuality, setting your intentions around all of that, and how you can gain control of the things that you need to gain control of for you, for yourself, for your betterment. That's all going to be favored in terms of what you can do with this new moon energy. Also, I will say, I mentioned it before, if you are a dreamer, set your intentions. One of the things that you can do ritual-wise is like literally before you go to bed, the night of the full moon, the night before the full moon, right around that energy. You can work with this ideally like 3 days, right? So like 2 days prior, well, I would say 3 days is like the prime, but you can work with it like the night before the new moon, the night of the new moon, and the night after. So that 3-day period is really, really, I would say prime. But if you miss that window and you watch this after, that's fine. Set your intentions before you go to bed and say to your spirit team, to spirit, to source, whoever you call upon to help bring you some answers or clarity or something in your dreams. Say that you need an answer or you are looking for particular guidance or you want to be illuminated to something that you're unaware of. Ask for that. Ask them for that and see what comes through your dreams. Also, if you are just not into the whole dream stuff, and you can use this energy for cleansing. We're getting ready to step into our new year. We need to release, let go of the old baggage, cleanse ourselves. So using water for Pisces season to do a water cleansing, to do a spiritual bath, a spiritual shower, just being very intentional, going to the ocean if you have the opportunity to do that, and just cleansing and releasing and just getting all the energy and all the stuff that you need to release off, right? Before we step into this new energy. So that will be something else that you can do ritual-wise under this new moon. But other than that, this is it. This is the final new moon before we go into our new year. And I'm pretty excited about what this next cycle is going to bring us. So use this to your advantage. Happy new moon. Don't let the energy bog you down. And we will be back here talking about this new year really soon. So I will see you all in the next video. Please comment down below and let me know what you thought about this video, or if there's anything specifically you want me to answer. And other than that, happy new moon, happy manifesting. Peace.